Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our first Q&A for this week, leading up to the third episode for The Walking Dead Season 8. This one is called Monster. First, we're going to give our thoughts on whether or not we think he will eventually switch sides. And major spoiler warning if you guys have not seen episode 2 yet for The Walking Dead Season 8. So just still buzzing after such an amazing episode 2 from this season, man. If you guys have not seen my review for episode 2, as well as reaction for it, predictions for episode 3, lots of videos last week about the premiere and after seeing the premiere. Just really great time to be a fan of Walking Dead is what I've been saying lately, and I still feel that way. So this question kind of came in kind of almost straight away. This one came in from Stephen B. Smith, who says, "Hey Trev, do you think Rick will convince, spoiler warning, Morales to switch sides?" And I may stop saying spoiler warning. I think I'm going to do a Who is Morales video maybe tomorrow or something. Because IGN and it's even AMC has posted the sneak peek and it's got his face like right there with the gun. So it's like whatever. The cat's out of the bag. Everybody knows Morales is back. It's a huge thing for Walking Dead. You know, I'm not too worried about spoiling for people at this point. It feels like everybody knows now. So I'll do that probably later. But at least for now, will he switch sides? Okay. So for Stephen Smith, great question. What do we think they're going to do with Morales? And I want to see you guys really, add it below. What do you think? Do you think they should keep Morales a villain and maybe have him be killed off this season, or stay with the Saviors but survive this war? Or do you think that he should become a survivor? He should switch and be with Rick and the others, become a good guy again? And how do you think this will go? So maybe I'll add a poll that you guys can vote in here with a card, so you can vote do you want to see Morales continue to be a bad guy, or do you want to see him switch and become a good guy? So right now, if you guys haven't seen the sneak peek for episode 3 yet, you got to see it. It's in AMC's channel, because it includes a couple of minutes of Morales giving Rick the business, talking to Rick and telling him what for, asking him why he's there. And from that sneak peek, man, it really looks like Morales is 100% Savior supporting right now. Now, there's a lot of unknowns with him right now. We don't know what happened to his family. We don't know whose baby that is in the other room. If it's the other gentleman that Rick had to kill, or like if that was his baby, or somehow if it's Morales, we just don't know. If he had another baby or something, don't know. It's really tough to say. Were there people as part of the Saviors that Rick and the others have already killed that Morales cared about? Were there some other maybe close friends that he had spent a couple years with the Saviors, or maybe a year in the zombie apocalypse? Or his family, where's his family at? What happened to them? Did they all get killed off after the first season when he left? Just a lot of unknowns, a lot of question marks for him right now and where he's at. But, really, as I've been saying, very satisfied with them bringing him back, and also the capacity in which they've done so, because I think it really has created a lot of buzz for The Walking Dead, and it's a huge kind of return for those hardcore fans for The Walking Dead, and a great thing to do for, 100 episodes, for episode 101. So I'd like to see Morales switch sides, is what I'm really saying here for Steve and for the others. Again, you guys write it below. Do you want him to see him stay just as a villain? I'd like to see him switch sides eventually. So maybe this half of The Walking Dead, you have him stay, a villain for a little while, maybe because he's mad at Rick and mad at the others because they've come through and killed some of his friends. But, you'd like to think that they haven't killed, anybody who's directly his family, or anybody like that. Or maybe if, like, in this time frame, in the couple years that he's been kind of away from seasons 1 to 8, hopefully he didn't get romantically involved with anyone there as part of the Saviors and have them be killed by one of the survivors. As long as that hasn't happened, I think it can make sense that he could motivationally switch sides from being a full-on Savior right now to being a survivor. Maybe Rick can kind of talk him into it, because they do kind of know each other, and you would think that more of these Saviors would switch sides. Now, part of them did surrender in episode 2, but we haven't seen too many switch sides, which you would think that they would, because really Negan is keeping everybody under his thumb, so he's kind of oppressing people, he's holding people down. Someone like Morales, with Rick kind of helping the others kind of, fight back against the Saviors and not have to be under them. Someone like him, you might think that if Rick explained what's going on and what they're trying to do, that he might, decide that, okay, he's in, We're not sure how loyal he is to Negan. We're not sure, just what he's been through with the Saviors. But personally, I would really like to see him kind of switch sides and be an important character for Rick and the group in the future, because he is a Season 1 survivor. He has his own unique story. It's kind of similar to Morgan, and Morgan coming back in Season 5. Maybe not to the same level, because, that was kind of teased and clear, and there was some episodes there and some things there that kind of kept him in the story. Morales not being in the story for so long, it's so exciting for the series and old school fans of The Walking Dead that saw this 8 years ago in Season 1 and are now seeing it at this point, to get to see him come back. So I think it's amazing for the show. I think it's just a great decision for them to do this. And I'd like to see him switch sides. I'd like to see him become a hero, become one of our survivors, and maybe help Rick and the others out at some point when he realizes really what they're trying to do, which is to stop Negan, is really the idea. They don't want to have to kill everybody, but, in order to kill the one man, like Rick said, they're going to have to do what they're going to have to do, and right now that's what they're trying to do. So that's what I like to see. I like to see him be here after a bit, but you guys can rate your comments. Let me know if you like Villain Morales better. You want him to just see him stay like that. Cham Rav says, LMAO, this shit is comical. He actually came back, and he's still wearing the same clothes as Season 1. So I didn't notice that. I didn't see them being the same, but maybe you're right. I'm going to have to compare after this video to see if because I remember it's like beige, that kind of thing, the shirt. So that's really funny if they actually had him wear like exactly the same the same shit that he wore back in Season 1 again. Is really funny. And it is comical that they brought him back, but I think it's great at the same time. It's really good for the show. Connor Mills says, wish we could have heard Morales call Rick officer friendly. That would have made this 10 times better. And we shouldn't rule it out yet, I mean, he didn't say it in Episode 2, but maybe he'll say it in Episode 3. We'll see. I mean, I'm not sure why they didn't choose to go with that. I thought that would be a really cool kind of, he calls them peaches in the thing, or maybe he could call him officer not so friendly, because Rick is going in and, killing everybody up, shooting up the place. You're not so friendly after all, or something like that. Just any kind of line like that would echo back to that one where he calls him officer friendly from up the road a ways. Welcome to the big city. So, it's cool, man. I'm hoping to see some lines like that. Maybe they figured it'd be too, on the nose. It'd be too, obvious to have him say something like that, and too, amateurish. But sometimes the simple amateurish stuff can just, it can hit. It can do it for us. Caesar says that 1 minute in the review, he said Trev.exe has stopped working. So that's good. And that's true, man. I'm trying to do these videos for you guys, and I'm just I can't stop laughing, and I just think it's just such a it's just so crazy. It's awesome, but it's just so crazy that they did this. I can't believe it. So I'm kind of trying to do my regular thing, and it's I can't, because it's just so funny that they did this. I just can't believe they did. Berleezys Fly says, hey Trev, do you think Morales will take Dwight's place in All Out War, since Dwight is with the survivors now? Please let me know your thoughts on this. So, I mean, it's going to be, you want to talk difficult to predict. I mean, he's not a character from the comic books at all, as far as I can remember, because we're going back a ways now, but I'm pretty sure he's not a character in the comics at all. So whatever they use him for is who knows, man. Maybe he could, be a part. Maybe my prediction would be he'd stay with the Saviors, and then after the war is over, he could be an ally with Rick and the others, and he could be Rick's okay, that kind of thing. He was just trying to stop, Negan and what Negan was doing with everybody. So he could be. He's definitely a standout in the show, though, I think. Because he's been in this, because, of his first appearance and having been ties back to Season 1, it's just so rare for characters like that. So I'd like to see him do something, be around for a while, at least a couple seasons or something, and be pretty big in the show. We'll see if they do that, or if they decide to just kill him off in the war and have. I'll still be happy even if they do that, because they brought him back at all. I'm just happy they even brought him back whatsoever. ClikFire says, too much useless action in this episode. I mean, overall. I love action, don't get me wrong, but it was actually starting to feel like a different show, and the action was getting boring. People only said it's amazing because of the action. No real depth. And here's the thing for ClikFire, and this is what I want to say about this one, is that there's a time for that. There's a time for action and war. There's a time for the other stuff. We had so much time in season 7 where they had episodes with character development and build up and, just pacing things out, getting things set up. This is finally the time where we're getting to see the adaptation of All Out War from the comics. And All Out War in the comics is just that. It's basically war pretty much all the way through. Very exciting. Some of the best, 2 volumes of a comic book series ever. And for me, this is what I want. Like when we went into the season, it's like I was worried they weren't going to do enough of this and it was going to be too, slow down or bogged down, or the TV series version wouldn't do service to the comic version. In order for it to stay true to what it's supposed to be, this is what it has to be. I know maybe you want to see some other things like, care dev and everything like that. You want to see that kind of drama or maybe horror. And again, everyone has their own favorite genres of shows. Some people love the horror in Walking Dead. Some people even love the romance. A lot of people, like some of the girls, love even still. That's like their favorite episode. Beth and Daryl in the woods together and a golf course and stuff. It's my favorite ever. So everyone, my chick voice is horrible right now, right? Too much talking, right? It's all raw, raspy and stuff. My Trevina's been smoking. So, let's see, never mind. So fine. You can't complain there's too much action right now. It's supposed to be too much action. That's what it's supposed to be. So you can't say like, Trev, I know we wanted action, but this is too much. No! You can't say, it's too much. No! Sorry, you're entitled to your opinion, ClikFire. I don't want to take your opinion away from you, but no! Can't do that. It's supposed to be All Out War. It's supposed to be like this. I digress. Spider-Man Max123 says Morales is going to bring back the ratings. Yeah, I think so too. Can you imagine if the ratings for the premiere were 11 million and then this episode was 12 million and the next week it's 15 million? It's no, that's not going to happen. But I think it's good for the show. I really do. I think so. And it's important to put in these kind of things for your diehard fans. There's casual fans that they don't remember characters from last season, but then you get some diehard fans. You need to put in a few Easter eggs for them. You need to put in the handcuffs and remind Daryl of Merle. You need to put in some of these Easter eggs. A flower behind Carol. Look at the flowers and stuff. You got to do some of that stuff. And they're doing that, and so there's things there for the casual fans, guns a-blazing and everything, that kind of deal, Negan and his pants jokes. But you also have to have kind of the advanced stuff for, your fans that know all the characters, that maybe collect the Walking Dead trading cards or something, and know everybody. And, it's just, you got to have that too. So I think it's really good for the show that they did this. It's going to raise questions. Casual fans are going to be like, who is that? I don't remember who that is. Back in season 1, I don't remember season 1. That was so long ago. Damn. And it's it just really is, it brings some intrigue to the show. It's intense. It gives you another savior bad guy who is a standout, who's not just a red shirt, just some random savior who gets Rick at gunpoint. It just adds a lot to what's happening with All Out War. And for ClikFire, I think it does add depth. I think it really adds a lot of depth because, you go all the way back to season 1 and all these questions start popping up. What happened to him? How did he end up here? Is his family all dead or not? Has he, what has happened to him over all this time? So, and what kind of person is he at this time after all these years? Or a couple of years in the zombie apocalypse? Where's he at now? How is he feeling? So, yeah, man, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Keep sending me the questions, though. Just a lot of stuff to talk about, kind of a huge shift in The Walking Dead with this new reappearance. Wicked awesome stuff. Absolutely loving it. Check out those other videos if you guys missed it. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. And you can do it at the bottom left. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.